It's post time. On behalf of America's Best Racing, I'm Joe Kristufek, and today we're going to talk all about interpreting the odds. Now, my top 10 can be found in the blog section at americasbestracing.net, but for video purposes, we're going to give you 3 things you need to know. And we're going to start with an explanation of the pari-mutuel wagering system, and basically what it means is we're betting amongst ourselves. When you go to the track, an off-track betting facility, or even when you're betting online, you're going against everyone else that's playing that race in a competition, so to speak. Now, the racetrack has no interest in which horses win or lose. They only act as an agent or a broker. A percentage of the money wagered into each pool, otherwise known as the takeout, is divided amongst the track owner, the state, and the horsemen for purses. Now, the vast majority is redistributed by everyone that's holding a winning ticket. That's how pari-mutuel wagering works. Once again, it's wagering amongst ourselves. Second point I want to make is passing the time versus social enjoyment. Now, if you're one of those people who think it's a good idea and have fun doing this, being cooped up in an annoying, noise-drenched casino, mindlessly pulling a slot machine handle, watching numbers pop up on a board, or a wheel spinning around and around and around, then maybe the racetrack isn't for you. But if you enjoy being outside with the visual stimulation, socializing, people watching, seeing beautiful animals run and compete, all the while you have a stake in the game, then odds are you're going to love horse racing. Now, speaking of odds, it's important to know how they work, how the odds work, how the payoffs work, and maybe even most importantly, the risk versus the reward. Now, odds and payoffs are determined by how much money is bet on each horse and combination into the individual wagering pools. So the lower the odds, the lower the payouts. The higher the odds, the higher the payouts. For example, if you win a trifecta bet and the top 3 finishers in the race, the horses on your ticket, are all favorites, chances are you may not win enough money to take the bus home. But if you have a trifecta combination and the 3 horses that finish first, second, and third are all long shots, then the payoff is going to be quite a bit higher. It could be life-changing, in fact, or at least put some significant money in your pocket. So favorites, when they come in, the payoffs are going to be lower, whether you're betting win, place, or show, exactas, trifectas, any of the gimmicks. When the favorites win, the payoffs will be lower. When the long shots win, the payoffs will be significantly higher because less people, simply put, are holding those winning combinations. Now, another thing we need to discuss is how often do horses win at certain odds. And I use the statistics for Arlington Park, and we're going to use 2013 at Arlington, their summer meet, as an example. Roughly 33% of the races were won by the favored horse, the horse with the most money bet on them. That's 1 out of 3 favorites won. Now, 54% of the races were won by horses at odds of 3 to 1 or less. So more than half the races, just more than half, were won by horses at odds of 3 to 1 or lower. 35% of the races at Arlington last summer were won by horses at odds of 7 to 2, upwards of 9 to 1. So 35% were won by horses that paid $9 and upwards of $20, 7 to 2 to 9 to 1. Only 11% of the races were won by long shots, and by long shots we mean horses at odds of 10 to 1 or higher. So if you're going to the racetrack betting long shots all day, in a 10-race card, there's a chance you might not cash 1 ticket. But if you do, obviously your risk, in your opinion, was worth that reward of playing the longer odd horse. If you're playing favorites all day, chances are you're going to win 1 out of 3 races. That's kind of the general way we look at odds and how the payoffs work moving forward. Now, understanding how often horses win at particular odds in general may determine your comfort zone. Do you like to play it safe, or do you like to swing for the fences? Now off you go. It's time to break away from the starting gate and visit a track near you. Don't forget, with knowledge comes horsepower. Live it, love it, play it, share it, and most importantly, bet on it at americasbestracing.net.